Hello! Welcome to Smart Skeleton Channel. Here we testing human limits.
Hey everyone! Do you know what this substance is? This is magnesium. Today I will debunk 10 myths about this unique substance. Myth number 1. Gai Dao. Magnesium completely eliminates muscle cramps. When muscle cells lack magnesium, calcium begins to penetrate inside uncontrollably. Magnesium acts as a natural calcium channel blocker. Verdict out, this is partially true. Magnesium really helps with cramps, but only if they are caused specifically by magnesium deficiency. Myth number 2, Daiki. It does not matter what form of magnesium to take, everything will be absorbed the same way. When it enters the intestine, its bioavailability is only 4%. But magnesium citrate is absorbed in a completely different way. Its molecules are bound with citric acid, and bioavailability reaches 40%. This myth is completely false. Forms of magnesium are absorbed completely differently. Myth number 3. Raga. Magnesium and calcium cannot be taken together? That's what some people say. In fact, magnesium and calcium have different transport channels in the intestine. Moreover, both minerals are needed simultaneously for bone health. Magnesium helps activate vitamin D. Myth debunked. Magnesium and calcium can not only, but often should be taken together. Fourth myth, Dao. Any magnesium will definitely cause diarrhea. When you take poorly absorbed forms of magnesium in large doses, such as oxide or sulfate, they really attract water into the intestine. But if you use well-absorbed forms, glycinate, threonate, or malate down, and take them in adequate doses, there will be no laxative effect. This myth is partially true. Some forms of magnesium can indeed cause upset, but it depends on the type, dose, and individual tolerance. Myth number 5, Tauv. If you eat right, additional magnesium is not needed. Sounds logical, but reality is a bit more complicated. The problem is that modern agricultural soils are depleted. Even if you eat spinach, nuts, and whole grains, the bioavailability of magnesium from food is only 30 to 50%. This myth does not correspond to modern reality. According to statistics, about 70% of people do not get enough magnesium from food alone. Sixth myth. Magnesium magically improves sleep for everyone without exception. Magnesium really activates GABA receptors, the BAMAs, the main inhibitory neurotransmitter of the brain. In addition, magnesium helps regulate cortisol levels, the stress hormone. This myth turned out to be true. Magnesium really improves sleep quality, especially in people with its deficiency. Seventh myth, a regular blood test for magnesium will show whether you have a deficiency. If only everything were that simple. The fact is that less than 1% of all magnesium in the body is in the blood. Even when there is critically little magnesium in the cells, the blood test can show normal levels. The myth is completely false. A standard blood test is an unreliable method. Consider RBC or ionized magnesium tests instead. Eighth myth, Magnesium supplements are dangerous for people with kidney problems. This is a serious statement that requires detailed analysis. In healthy people, the kidneys perfectly regulate magnesium levels. But if kidney function is seriously impaired, they cannot effectively excrete magnesium. This myth is partially true. For people with severe kidney failure, magnesium can be dangerous, but for everyone else, it is one of the safest minerals. Ninth myth now. The more magnesium you take, the better for your health. A classic misconception about vitamins and minerals.
When you take too much magnesium at once, more than 400 milligrams Bs, the intestine physically cannot absorb it all.
The optimal strategy is to divide the daily dose into 2 to 3 doses of 100 to 200 milligrams. Myth debunked. More does not mean better. Magnesium has an optimal dosage, usually 300 to 400 milligrams per day for an adult. And the last, 10th myth, Magnesium is important only for athletes and people with high physical activity. Magnesium is needed by absolutely everyone. It regulates heart rhythm, maintains normal pressure, participates in energy production in every cell of the body. It is critically important for brain function, nerve impulse transmission, DNA synthesis, bone strength, and even blood sugar regulation. This myth is completely false. Magnesium is vital for every person, from infants to the elderly. Thank you for being with me. Take care of your magnesium and stay healthy. How to properly, and most importantly, beneficially, consume magnesium.